I want to ask a quick question. Janice and I are going down the road right now. I just was talking about growing up. She done a lot of, I think probably more playing in the tobacco than playing, not actually working. But I remember as a boy growing up, when I was in junior high school in War, West Virginia, at War Junior High, that people used to go to Massachusetts and pick tobacco. Guys did. Just, I don't remember any women, girls, there was no women in junior high, but girls in junior high doing it. But I remember guys leaving War, West Virginia and going to, they would come in, I guess, and recruit high school or junior high people, but these are guys, I remember, if I remember correctly, Popeye Morgan, I don't know if Shorty went, but Popeye Morgan, if I remember right, and another guy that I went to school with by the name of Harry Arms, I think he went, but I remember them going to Massachusetts in the summer while we were out of school to pick tobacco. I mean, it's hard to imagine, you think of kids nowadays doing that, but they would leave War, West Virginia and go all the way to Massachusetts. When I was in junior high and high school with people would leave there and they would come and recruit people, guys, young people, to go to Massachusetts and pick tobacco in the summertime. I never went because I was a little young. Some of the guys I went to junior high with had full beards, but they were a little older. We were a lot of, but anyway. Well, I don't know if anybody else ever remembers that. I know Mike wouldn't. He never works hard like that. He just pushes a pencil and presses on the computer. But there's other people out there. If you remember, you'd have to be old like me, not like Mike too. But if you remember when people used to leave, let me know if anybody else remembers that. I know I'm not just dreaming it. But they used to go to Massachusetts and pick tobacco and then come back to War, West Virginia. You think about that stuff, that is wild. They go over to Massachusetts, come from war, come and get them. They would come and get them on a bus. They bring a bus in. And I guess they would take them so far and then put them on the Trailways bus, but they would go all the way to Massachusetts and pick tobacco. That's a wild thing, man, when you think about it. You can imagine nowadays. I think that my grandson is talking about going and working somewhere this summer in Oklahoma, somewhere out west, working for a little while out west on a place. But think about that. They would come from War. They would leave War, West Virginia. I was in junior high when I remember this. So they had to be, like 15, 16 years old, or however old I was then. I don't remember. I don't know exactly. But, and they would go all the way to Massachusetts and work for the summer and pick tobacco. That's some wild stuff when you think about it. But they would do it. I remember they'd come back and tell us how much money they made picking tobacco, and we were just fascinated because that was a fortune. I don't know how much. I can't even remember how much it was. I didn't even try to research it a little bit, but they would come and recruit people when I was in junior high, to young men to go to Massachusetts and pick tobacco during the summer. There's no way they would let them buy with that now. It's pretty cool when you think about that. But I guess it made them strong and make you tough. I never got to go. Ain't no way my mama. Yeah. Janice used to. Her dad grew tobacco growing up. Had a tobacco allotment, right? That's what they call allotment. And he grew tobacco, and she would play. She didn't actually work. I believe her brothers may have worked. She didn't actually work in a tobacco field, but she would run through it while the stakes were sticking up, like arrows could have killed her any day. Little red-headed mean girl running
They
around.
told me to stop.
Yeah, think about the things you did growing up that could have killed you. I don't know about you, but I mean, man, I can remember getting a hatchet, going to the woods up early in the day, especially on a Saturday, cutting down every sapling you could cut down, you know, to make a fort or a barn, cut them off, stack them up like a log cabin, tie them together. I can remember doing that. I can remember we used to get in a, used to have people, you'd have people to have their coal at the bottom of the hill down next to the road, and they would live up on the hill, and they would have a pulley with a bucket. They would put their coal in the bucket down there, and then somebody else would pull the cable and pull their coal up the hill in that bucket. We used to get in the bucket and ride it down the hill and pull it. It was terrible. I mean, it was really rough. When you hit that bottom, baby, you had your hands full. I can remember that. I can remember when I was a boy, there's a lot of things that I think about now that could have been what affected me mentally in my life now. We used to get inside of an inner tube, Tim Boyd and I, when we were growing up. His daddy worked at, I don't know where he worked at, but somewhere he would bring home these big inner tubes, truck inner tubes. We would blow them up and get inside of them. Somebody would hold that inner tube and balance it. And you would get inside of it, and they would push you and get you rolling down the hill somewhere. And you would spin around and round and round inside that inner tube. Till you hit something finally and it stopped to spit you out the other side. Some of these things I think about, it's a wonder you made it. I mean, it had to be evolution. The toughest had to survive. All right? And somehow we survived. Or the Bible says only the good die young, and that's why we're still alive. But no, the Bible don't say that. There was a song that says that, wasn't it? An Eagle song? Or something. I can't remember. But anyway, I was thinking about that Massachusetts trip. If anybody else ever remembers anything like that, let me know so I know I'm not hallucinating. Just a thought. Adios.